Department moves quickly to replenish weapons sent to Ukraine. Following Russia's invasion of Ukraine in February 2022, the United States embarked on a long-term commitment to providing Ukraine with the tools and equipment it needed to defend its sovereignty. Since then, more than $14.5 billion in aid has been provided to Ukraine. Some of the aid provided is new and purchased under contracts from defense industry manufacturers as part of the Ukraine Security Assistance Initiative. But most of the equipment, about $12.5 billion, has been provided as part of the President's recall authority. That means things like the Javelin and Stinger missiles, the HIMARS rocket launcher system, and the Switchblade unmanned aerial system, for example, have been pulled straight from the U.S. military's existing inventory for overseas shipments. Since so much equipment has been withdrawn from U.S. military units, it must now be replaced to maintain America's own readiness, and the Department of Defense has contracted with a number of manufacturers to return to military units what was taken from them in the year to support Ukraine. When we work with industry to accelerate production on direct fill and procurement systems under the Ukraine Security Assistance Initiative or USAI, we use a number of tools to mobilize funding, and contracts happen quickly, Bill LaPlante, Deputy Defense Secretary for Acquisitions and Maintenance, said at today's briefing at the Pentagon. Already, about $1.2 billion in contracts are underway to replenish U.S. military stockpiles of weapons shipped to Ukraine, LaPlante said. That includes approximately $352 million in funding for the replacement of the Javelin missile, $624 million for the replacement of the Stinger missile, and $33 million for the replacement of the HIMARS system. Another $1.2 billion contract is underway now for equipment promised to Ukraine under USAI, including for things like 155mm ammunition, Switchblade unmanned aerial systems, radar systems, and tactical vehicles. The department accelerated this effort by using the Unspecified Contract Action, or UCA, to get the industry to work on contracts early, LaPlante said. You can put UCAs together within a week, and we're doing that, he says. We also use unlimited delivery/unlimited quantity contracts, or IDIQ. If you have an IDIQ, and we have a lot of them, all you can do is add task orders to them very quickly to get equipment on contract. In late April, Defense Minister Lloyd J. Austin III participated in the first meeting of the Ukraine Defense Contact Group, where leaders from about 40 countries met to discuss current and future efforts to provide support for Ukraine and to help Ukraine defend its sovereignty. To the top. Today, the contact group covers about 50 countries, and the group concluded its fifth meeting yesterday in Germany. Now, as a sort of offshoot of the contact group, LaPlante said he would meet September 28 with directors of national armaments from other contact group countries to discuss how the global defense industrial base can continue to support Ukraine now and in the future. Right now we have 3 types of themes, but these will evolve as we work out the agenda, LaPlante said. The first is to compare records and provide situation reports to improve the production of key capabilities. We have a lot to learn from each other. This includes what we see in the supply chain. Typical things in the supply chain are microelectronics and their obsolescence, things like ball bearings and solid rocket motors, and other sensors, he said. About what people see in their supply chain and what answers people have. The topic of discussion is establishing interoperability between systems and also enhancing exchange. That's our ability to take ammunition from one country and use it in the defense equipment of another country, and vice versa. Just yesterday, the Department of Defense announced the president's withdrawal of up to $675 million in new security assistance. The package included, among other things, more ammunition for HIMARS, 4 105mm howitzers with 36,000 accompanying rounds, additional high-speed anti-radiation missiles, and 1.5 million rounds of small arms ammunition, said Sasha Baker, Deputy Defense Minister for Regulations. This is the 20th recall package that we are sending to Ukraine, Baker said. This includes equipment. Ukraine has shown, in many cases, that they can be used to great effect. The latest security assistance package brings the total amount of U.S. assistance to Ukraine since the February invasion to more than $14.5 million, Baker said. We think this underscores our unwavering support for Ukraine as it continues to defend its sovereignty in the face of Russian aggression, Baker said. We believe, at the end of the day, that Russia's efforts have not succeeded and will not succeed. And when it comes to helping Ukraine to defend itself, and when it comes to making sure that there is significant pressure on Russia to end this conflict, that requires making sure that our own alliance is as strong and as resolute as it can be to deter Russian aggression. That unity of effort and resolve, Baker said, was evident in the most recent meeting of the Ukraine Defense Contact Group, and has been evident all along as demonstrated by the Ukrainian people.